Hi guys, so today we're going to do a bit of a home workout for you because I know with all the craziness going on a lot of people are having to do that. We're going to do a little bit of something with basically no equipment really, and then we're going to do a bit of a dumbbell barbell workout which hopefully a few people's got at home. I just want to do this because there's some horrendous stuff online at the moment with bands and it ain't that the bands are bad, it ain't that some of the movements are bad that they've got people doing, but it's all at 1,000 miles an hour for like 100 reps and it's a complete waste of time. So, a quick intro to it is, before we actually do the movements, is slow everything down a lot. Get your brain into the muscles, squeeze, hold, nice and slow repetitions, because when the weight is very light, we're trying to get stress on there. You're not going to get stress on there going at 1,000 miles an hour, what anybody tells you. I get this stuff all the time, oh well, he's massive and he does 30 sets of body part. But he has to do 30 sets of body part to actually get the stimulation, which is nonsense. So, probably 3 movements is probably all we'll do with no equipment, which will work every major muscle pretty much. We may stick a couple more on there, but it's a great place to start. And then we'll do a bit of a full body with some barbells and dumbbells, so you know exactly what you're doing, and then you can crack on a little bit at home. But like I say, main focus, try and keep your food good, because that is the main thing when you're struggling to get training properly. It's what everybody lets go of, and it's the main factor when you're not able to train correctly. And then slow everything down, 1 rep at a time, nice and smooth, and try and engage and feel the muscles as much as possible. None of this 100 mile an hour swinging stuff around and jumping about all over the place, which is basically getting your heart rate up but doing very little else. Okay, so we'll crack. Okay, so George is going to come in. We're going to do this movement first. It's a pull-up. Okay, George. Okay, so George is going to lay under the bar. He's going to just slightly, about shoulder width, so just in a little bit, George. Okay, he's going to go over hand grip. If I ever do these, I like to use an underhand grip and try and pull lower, but it depends on your strength curve, so I would go with this for now. Okay, legs want to be straight. You want to put an arch in your back. You want to keep the wrists straight, and you want to focus on driving the elbows really hard down. And if you watch, George is going to literally arch up, pull up, he's going to hold, then he's going to lower under control, keeping the arch, and he's going to go again. Good hold and control down, okay? Pull up, hold, control. Perfect, George. Okay guys, so George has just done the pull up there. If you've got a chin-in bar, you could do proper chins, which is great, but most people don't have a chin-in bar, and secondly, a lot of people find them really, really tough. That's quite hard what George just did. So, just a little tip, if you're struggling with that, perform negative repetitions. Okay, so what you would do is you would get in the position that George was in. You would get yourself to the top of the movement, so you could sit on your bum, get the position right, and then just stretch your legs out. And what you would do is you would lower yourself down as slowly as you possibly can, focusing on the elbows down and keeping the arch in the back. Just do that as slowly as you possibly can. Again, sit on your bum, lift yourself back up, and do that until you're starting to lose control of the negative. Nothing that's going to hurt you or throw you out of that shape or form, but just lowering down, that will really exhaust the muscles, okay? If how George was performing them, you can change to a reverse grip and try and pull in lower, which makes it much more tougher. Or an alternative to that is do them exactly like George was doing them, but try and come up for a count of about 5, hold at the top, and try and lower down for about a count of 5. That is going to be much more effective than doing set after set and going at 1,000 miles an hour, okay? Okay, so George, the next movement we're going to do a push-up. Okay, so hands close together, in from shoulder width slightly or about shoulder width, back nice and straight, legs straight, and you want to focus just like on a chest press. So the shoulders stay down, but he's going to focus on pushing the elbows away from himself. So he's lowering down, taking a pause at the bottom and then squeezing it back up. So keeping the elbows pushed away, and then he's going to squeeze the chest to lift himself back up, bringing the elbows back in. And that's as simple as that, okay? Now we can do an alternative to that, because again, people struggle with push-ups. Okay, so you do it basically on your knees. So as you can see, his knees are straight under him. It's the same position, back straight. He's slowly going down, pushing the elbows away, low as he can, taking a pause and squeezing back up. As you get stronger at this, what he would do is just edge his knees further and further back until basically is just in a normal push-up position, okay? Simple as that. So as you can see, it gets a bit tougher all the time, the more he pushes his legs back. So just do to your degree of strength at this time and slowly build that up, okay? And again, nice, slow, controlled repetitions. Quick point on the push-up, if you want to make that tougher, so the opposite of what we just did, making it easier. If you find that, again, even with slow repetitions, it's becoming easier to do, what you can do is put your feet up on something then. So gradual degrees till you get to a point until that becomes tougher. So again, people are going to be stronger, find push-ups easier. Focus on the quality and just start lifting your feet a little bit higher on something behind you to make that movement tougher. Guys, so we're going to do a squat now against the wall. Okay, again, no equipment needed. So what you're going to do is, not too far forward, George, so you want your feet a little bit forward. Okay, George is going to now squat down, pushing his back against the wall. Now when he gets to parallel, or even slightly just under where he feels it tough, he's going to sit there and he's going to hold it. He's going to squeeze through his entire foot, particularly his heel. He's going to keep his knees over his feet and he's pushing his bum back and his back against the wall and his entire lower body's fighting this now. And he's going to stay there for as long as he possibly can. Okay, what you can do is, that'll do, George. I know you're feeling that. What you can do is, if that's tough, don't go as low down, and as it becomes easier, go a little bit further down, okay? And you can even break parallel. Obviously don't go so down so you're tapping your calves, because then you're going to feel it a bit, but the stress is pretty much gone. Go to the point as strength increases, that you're really feeling that movement. It's very, very tough. Just breathe nice and steady, and stay against that wall for as long as you possibly can. And that's it. So those 3 exercises, probably 2 to 3 times a week at the most. You only need to do it once, but just try and push yourself as much as you can. Don't rush it. Controlled reps, all this, as long as you can against that wall without breaking the form. And that will work you a lot more than all this band crap and running around burpees and stuff and everything when we really want to try and isolate and work some muscles. And trust me, his heart rate will go up with that if you're doing it correctly. So that's it, guys.